Well, here we go again. Send out three men, 3 workers, and a big old truck. Trying to clean it out. The young lady's been out here 2 times before. It's like a rotor and a vacuum cleaner. It does not work. The pipe is busted. This is a brand new machine. So, ain't no telling what this machine will do. But they send these people out here, I guess, to try at least to fix the problem. And there's a young lady standing at the end of the pipe over there, waiting for something to come out. Ain't gonna happen. You know, they've been trying 15 years has been plugged up. They sent the camera down there and everything. And this is one of the main feeds that's supposed to... Our fish are so small right now. They're about that big. They used to catch 10-pound fish, 12-pound bass at one time. Well, thanks for coming out. I appreciate it very much. She's trying, she's waiting for water to come out. No water's going to be coming out. If some, maybe a tiny little trickle. We need a heavy flow. We need a pipe to be fixed. And it's busted right there in the road. Exactly right there in the road. I called the town up because they repaved the road about 7 months ago. I said now would be an opportune time to replace that pipe. So they keep sending these trucks out here, keep wasting more money. And unfortunately, that's not going to fix the problem. They need to just change the damn pipe. She could wait out here all day long. But at least they're trying. I appreciate the town's effort, but to do the same, to use the same money and resources on the same efforts that have always failed in the past is a big waste of time. Oh, you know, this year I have a pear tree. It's the first time there's actually pears on it. They seem to be growing for about 12 to 15 years now. And usually the squirrels eat them little nuts on them pears before they have a chance to grow. But this time there's actually some pears. I'm gonna go down here. I don't know when pears get ready. I imagine at the end of the summer. But look at all those babies. Look at them all. Wow. I'll make some pear jelly if those things get ripe. Alright, Steve Zahner signing off. Watching the town of Cary. Again, trying to clean out the same pipe they cleaned out, or try to clean out many times. Look at beautiful pears, I tell you what. I sure hope they grow this year. Over and out. Well, maybe they have to attempt this one last time before they say, yep, it's plugged up again, or it's still plugged up. And this way then they'll have to make a report, well, it's still plugged up. And maybe they could have it in the budget to replace this pipe. And this is one of the main feeds. Well, I wish them all the luck in the world. And it looks like they're getting ready to wrap up. Now it's starting to rain. They're packing things up there because it's raining. And I'm sure if it was real flooded, maybe they'll be able to see how it floods up. Because as soon as it starts raining hard, that pipe right there will be nothing but water. I hope it pours. This will be a good time. Over and out. Today I'm meeting with the engineer and the supervisor of the stormwater utility department at 11 o'clock. And I hope it's pouring when he comes out here. And I hope he has a raincoat and an umbrella, because I'd like to walk him around. And Eric and a Billy. Eric Kurtz and a Billy Lee. They'll be coming out here at 11 o'clock. Now I believe they pull it back in. As while they're pulling it back in, they put another head on there that's supposed to tear apart. Let me see that head. This head is supposed to tear apart any branches, and it cuts it like it spins. They're working very hard trying to put that cutting tool on this pipe. And he's going back and getting the wrench. The boss has the wrench, the monkey wrench. In my days, our monkey wrenches used to be bigger. Now they make them out of aluminum. Ours were made out of steel. And they put that on there nice and tight. Boy. Yeah. Screwing that thing on there. Looks like a missile.
See this wrench?
You get the strongest one of the bunch doing all the hard work.
I'm gonna pull that in the reel. Pull that in the reel.
Hey, how are you today?
Man, y'all are having too much fun.
Oh yeah.
That's what I told them. What more could they ask for? A beautiful day,
No water.
beautiful pond. Alright, this is a high def camera they got in there now. A special machine that looks in the pipe. Now all I need is a pair of those glasses that allow you to see screens in the sun. Does it just give still pictures or is it a video?
I get video too.
And you're actually videoing it?
Yep.
I videoed some of it, yes, sir.
And you're recording the video too?
I recorded some of it, yeah. And I'll have to carry it back to the computer and sync it.
Oh, it has a light on there too. Look at that.
It's just fancy.
Very nice, man. I like that. They're trying real hard. They're trying real hard to break them roots up. And I told the engineer, let's just work on a couple problems at one time. So I gave him three problems to work on. And if they can handle those 3 problems, that's a start. I'm gonna walk back here again. Oh, it looked like they knocked out some stuff in there. Some trash came out. Boy, it sure is stinky. That water is very stinky. Okay, we're having a pretty good rain flow. And they said they just came and fixed it the best they can. As you can see, it's raining very hard. And it's hardly not flowing. So they tried real hard again. And they could not fix it. Now I'm going to go back over here at these 2 drains. And see how fast they get filled up. It's been raining about 5 minutes. The water's pouring in here pretty quick. It's pouring in there pretty quick. But coming out the other end, it's not doing anything. So my bet would be that there's a cracked pipe in the middle of the road. This is flowing nice because there should be an awful lot of volume coming out of that pipe in that hole. Maybe it's starting to back up now. A lot of volume coming in, but hardly any volume coming out. No, they didn't fix it. They need to replace that pipe. They need to replace that pipe instead of keep on trying to do the same thing over and over and coming up with the same problem. I tell you what, we've got to get a handle on this one. It wouldn't take them but a half a day to fix this pipe and do it the right way the first time. Over now. So problem 1 has not been fixed. Guaranteed. Alright. This is called a sinkhole. I don't know what it's sinking into, but the creek is right here and the first pipe is right here. And boy, I tell you what, sure is stinky. It's raining pretty hard. It's raining very hard. We're hardly not getting any flow at all in these pipes. It should be flowing like crazy. It's not. It's not. None of them are. None of them. Even that big 24-inch pipe or 18-inch pipe, they're not flowing. So you can't bring all this stuff downstream. And if it is flowing, it's flowing nothing but garbage, junky water, muddy. I'm going to look at a couple other places and see if I can see any drains that might be plugged up. Whoops, it's still been on record the whole time. And this drain pipe right here is flowing from across the street. I'm trying to get them to clean it up. They want some information first before they clear out this particular section so it drains a little harder. But I don't see anything plugged up here in this section. And these are fed by these two pipes. It's a little better, but not nearly enough as all that's coming in. And as muddy as that is coming out, it's very muddy. I would bet $100 that there's a crack in the pipe itself where the roots grew through, because if there's roots in there, they had to go or come from someplace. So they need to fix this problem here. I believe it's leaking underneath the street. It should be coming out clear, and it's coming out mud. I believe the pipe is cracked underneath the street, and it's just leaking a lot of water right into the street itself. That's why after a while the street settles about right here. They put new tar on it, but you will see the street settling in a year or so. I need to change that little pipe. It wouldn't take but half a day, like I say. A group of men, and everything will be fine. Here we are at 104 Ralph Drive. Day 2. Day 2 of trying to unplug this cracked pipe. I don't know what they have up their sleeves today, but they have the same truck. Maybe they'll figure something out. I just brought them a couple dozen donuts from the baker's dozen. Give them some treats, some sugar, and an appreciation of my thanks for working so hard on this project. And I tell you what, they're really determined this time to get the pipe fixed. I do appreciate it. Now, also today they brought along another little truck there. I don't know exactly what that truck is going to do. We'll find out. But they have something up their sleeves today. Well, they slept on it for a couple days, and they're going to try to figure out what's going on. I'm going to get my chair and sit right over there at the dam and watch them work and relax and have a nice day today. This is Maynard Pond, and you know how you could tell when a pond is dying, where you don't see any bubbles. Those are little sprinkles of rain. those little things you see out there. It's starting to drizzle a little bit, but on this side, no turtle heads. Basically very funky, stagnant water. So anybody coming in and thinking about moving to Coronado Village, Maynard Pond, I would have second thoughts until they get this problem fixed with this water, because if this keeps going downhill, they're thinking they're buying a house on a beautiful pond, and the realtors won't tell them that this pond is dying and it's stinky and it's got millions and millions of mosquitoes. All the realtor wants to do is make a commission, make a few bucks. So this is why this is going on the internet, to protect anyone that might be wanting to buy a house, build a house on this pond. I would really consider the condition of the pond before they make such a big investments, because these homes are going in the 400,000 plus, $500,000. Oh, this is in the town of Cary, North Carolina. Maynard Pond, in a little community called Coronado Village. At one time this was a surviving, beautiful pond with bass, all kinds of fish. 12-pound bass. Oh, look at that. I see a flying bird or flying duck or flying what do they call them? They're vultures. Vultures come eat the dead stuff. I will repeat myself. This is located in the town of Cary, North Carolina. Zip code 27511. Watching a pond die. But on the other hand, the workers are trying very hard. The town of, as you can see, they're trying extremely hard. I don't know what that machine does. It must do something special. It must fix pipes underneath the ground automatically. And they have their other truck over there, again doing something. That truck's been out here 4 or 5 times. I appreciate it every time they come out here, because they're trying, and that's a good thing. But the pipe is cracked in the center of the street. Either it was cut by a water line or sewer line, or roots got into the seam of the pipe itself. And at that point, once roots get into it, roots have a tendency to grow. So even if they clear out the roots, you're still going to have mud and water leaking from that pipe. Actually, it needs to be repaired in the middle of the road, about a section I would say maybe 10 foot long. So let's Let them figure out. They're the experts. They know what they're doing. And I'm sure they'll get to the bottom of it. What do we have here? We have any turtles today? No turtles. But the water flow coming out of the pond is flowing nicely. The keep out sign is not in too good condition. And that is the valve they have to open up once every year for inspection to make sure that valve doesn't freeze up, because that valve drains the lake if necessary. Water's pretty high and pretty still. No turtle heads again bopping their heads. No turtles on the rocks around here. Shameful. Just stagnant water. Stagnant. Let me zoom in on that there. You can only zoom in so much. Again, thanks to the town of Cary for making so many attempts. I appreciate all their work. And here I'm finding out, according to the town, even though it's their creek, even though it's their water rushing down this creek, the homeowners association has to maintain this. I don't know why the town doesn't maintain it, because it is their water coming off their streets, going through our pond, and this is the beginning of Walnut Creek, which is protected by the government. So why they would say they're not supposed to take care of this main creek, Walnut Creek, heading to Lake Johnson, I do believe they're trying to get out of some work, because there's an awful lot of creek beds in Cary that need maintained, so all this storm water flows nicely and we don't get flooded out. But this town only has a certain amount of money, whether they like to spend it on parks, doggy parks, greenway trails, all the important things, art, decorations, buildings, unneeded, tremendous community centers that are half used. I could go on. Let's focus on the important things like the stormwater and the creeks. Then we focus on the parks and the tennis courts, the handball courts, skateboard parks, basketball parks, baseball parks. Let's focus on the creeks, I think. Over and out. I'm sitting here in the morning enjoying myself. I have a perfect view. Mosquitoes aren't out yet, but they will be. I put a little bug spray on. Okay, day 2, Town of Cary Water Department working on this drain pipe here. Plugged up pipe. They're trying very hard to fix this pipe. They're sending down a special tool this tool cuts the actually they put it in there and it actually cuts the roots out of there, but the roots are growing in between the seams of the pipe. So then they plan on sending a camera down. The camera is going to show exactly where the pipe is cracked. So now they're getting ready to cut some more tree branches out of there. And we're still getting plenty of mud coming out. I have no idea where all this mud is coming from, but it's unfortunately filling the pond up with silt that we really don't need. Because the more silt we have in here, the less volume of water we'll have. So he's going to send a special cutting tool through this pipe, and hopefully they'll be able to cut it. Then they're going to send a camera down and look at the situation. They're working very hard. They've been working out here since 8:30 this morning, non-stop. Okie dokie. Just sending the pipe through again. Huh?
You want some wood chips? Are you the owner of this property?
No.
No?
The whole community owns it. Let me shut this off. Alright. They sent the machine back in to cut up some more roots in that pipe. And you can see nothing but mud coming out. That mud's not coming out from this pipe. Something in that pipe is busted and it's picking up mud from another pipe. Actually, it even smells like sewer. I think that might be a little bit of poop right there. Yep, that's a little turd, man, out of the sewer line. Oh my God. I hope they're not putting turds in this here creek, as if we don't have enough problems. Ah. All I need to see is a little tampon, little tampon floating down here, then I'll know it's sewer. Up, there's another turd. Look at that. Oh my God. They busted open the sewer line. Oh, look at it flowing now. There's no way. There's no way that is fresh water. This is sewer water, I would think. I could be wrong though. Up. When you see some toilet paper flowing out of there, you know. And this is all flowing in right now. All this mud, all this mulch, muck is flowing in to our pristine, at one time, pond. I'm sure the geese don't even like this. The ducks are all gone, but geese will eat anything. Geese will even eat raw sewage. That's the hardest flow I've seen so far. But it's got to be clean, because they're using clean water to flush it. I don't know. I still think the pipe is cracked in there. I know the pipe is cracked. And this is not mud coming from the pipe. I could be wrong, I think this is mud being picked up from that cracked pipe. And we're trying to keep as much muck out of this pond as possible. Boy, that's some stinky stuff here at Maynard Pond, Coronado Village, Cary, North Carolina. Who needs to think twice about buying a home in this section around this stormwater detention pond. I'm gonna sit here for a minute, tape this mud flowing out. It's nice. It's a nice color. Nice and dark brown, just like you want it. Almost looks like chocolate milk. But it smells like shit. Oh, there they go again. With the machine. Boy, they're giving it hell this time. I think they must be getting frustrated. They can't fix this pipe. Oh, you hear that noise? That's the machine cutting whatever's in there. But I don't see nothing coming out. I don't see no sticks or nothing like that. I don't even see any more poop. They must have got all the poop out of there. Alright, standing by. I'll let everybody know the next flow, man. Once again, this is in Cary, North Carolina, Maynard Pond, Coronado Village, and this lake or pond is controlled by the National Wildlife and Fish and Game. I don't know why they're not out here. I already called them up. Maybe they'll pay a visit one day, because I know a lot of government entities are closed up due to being the virus is going on. The virus is going on, but the shit's still flowing. Okay, that's the cutter tool right there they got, where they got chains on it that's going to whip around the inside of that pipe. I'm going to get a closer view of that. You see the chains on the front? That's a beautiful piece of machine. That should cut through anything. Here's the tactic going to be this time. This time they're filling the truck back up with water from the fire hose, and here come the bosses, the men, the bosses right there. I don't need to show their faces or anything like that, but the bosses are there. They just came out, and the supervisor on the job is telling them the next plan of action. And they're trying hard. They're gonna go through the other end of the pipe. They got some stuff out of there, and they pulled a few more tampons out of that. By the way, everybody, I'm just joking about the tampons. LOO, ha ha ha, joke. So I don't want to be sued for defamation, saying a non-truth, or face fact-checked. Because fact-checked is, I didn't see any, but I did see things that looked like little turd, but it could have been a stick or something like that. So, LOO on the turd description of the water, but that water was awful nasty and stinky. There's no LOL on that one. It was nasty. This shit's been plugged up a long time. And there goes the supervisor over there to the right. It'll take them a little while to fill up that water. But they really want to get a handle on it. And they're really doing a good job trying. And then when this is all done, they're clearing out all the branches and all the brush. That's when they send the camera down. And that's when they see where the pipe is cracked. And my guess, it's cracked right by the sewer line running down in the middle of the street. And the roots are growing in between one of the seams. So, 10-4. Back recording. I think they had to change the plan. The supervisors came out, and they were going to fill that truck up, which they did. And the supervisors came out. Now that truck they have right here evidently takes pictures of inside the hole. I'm not sure, but they were getting ready to put that cutting tool through the end of the pipe. Now it looks like that process has been stopped, where they send a little robot down in that hole, and that there's a little robot right there. It's a little car robot. That's the third time they send that little robot down that hole. So it has a light on it and everything. So I do believe this process has been changed somewhat. The man had a good idea of going into the pipe the other direction, but for some reason those two supervisors had stopped their plan of action and want to see in the hole themselves, which I kind of agreed. They should have went in the pipe with that big machine in the other direction. He would have pulled out some more stuff. So we'll have to wait and see. I think if they could see the crack with that machine, it'll save them some time, and they'll come out here and just replace that pipe that needs to be replaced. Or they can see where the roots are growing into. So we'll wait a little longer. And but she got a stick. She's going to grab a hold of that little robot camera, and the robot's going to go inside the tunnel, inside the water line, drain pipe. And this young man has a video screen that he looks at going down. So we don't have to watch this part right now. This might be a little boring, but this is going to get down to the exactly what's wrong. See the man looking at the camera right there? He's looking at that camera. Everybody's still looking at the camera, waiting to see something. And as soon as they see something, you're all gonna see them pointing and saying, "There it is, there it is." I'm trying my best not to take anyone's faces, so for their own privacy. But there goes the supervisor. He needs to be looking at the camera more than he does worrying about the people cutting down the trees over there. Spending more time looking at the people cutting down the trees than he is his own crew. I'm not making fun of him, but he needs to be, in my opinion, I don't want to take a picture of his face, but in my opinion, he needs to be not focused on, maybe he's on lunch break or something, but he needs not to be focusing on the tree company taking down the trees. He needs to be a little more focused on the situation over here where all the action is, so he can tell his workers, there it is, we see it. They must see something because they kind of stopped right there and they're discussing something. They're discussing, oh yeah, look at that. There is some roots in the pipe. I don't know what roots in the pipe that guy can see. He's coming back, he gets tired. You get tired of looking at the tree, people. Once again, I'm trying my hardest not to... Oh! They brought this thing back. Here it comes. Coming out of the ground. They're going to put the hook on there. Evidently, they pointed to something like, ooh, look at that. Now they're going to make a report to the supervisor. Now they know exactly how far in the plugged up area is. So that's about the extent of this process. And I sure hope they put that machine through the other end. That was a really good idea the man had. And once again, I think the supervisor changed the man's direction. The crew leader, and sometimes has more street smart than the supervisors themselves, because they're actually out here in the field. They know what's going on, and a lot of the engineers and stuff don't really know what's going on in the street. They go by books a lot. Might say something in a book, but what happens in real life is different than what you read in a book. I'm not making fun of the supervisors, but I'm not making fun of engineers. But there's two different. There's an engineer working behind a desk, and there's a man working out in the field that knows more what's going on and the safety behind the job. Over and out. They're going back in again with the cutting tool. So they found some more roots they got to cut out of there. And there goes the cutting tool right there with the chains on it. See, when you're retired, you don't have to be out there working with those guys. You get to sit on your front porch and take pictures of other people working and fixing the problem. That's why we pay taxes for. So, to keep our community clean, keep the drain lines running, keep the sewer system running. That's why I pay $50 a year on my house taxes, and $40 a year school taxes. Okay, there goes the cutting machine. Yep, I don't want to take this picture. In there, setting it in. Let's see what they do this time. Everybody's out here again, cutting it, cutting the tool. How many trucks they have over here? 1, 2, 3 trucks. I bet all their trucks are on with the air conditioners running, so when they get back in the truck it's nice and cool. In my days, we weren't allowed to have air conditioning in our truck. They would rip out the air conditioners. Here we go. I'm going to watch this water system over here. Yeah, but it's all mud. It's coming from somewhere. Where the hell is it all coming from? It's busted inside the street. It's picking up mud. Alright. Here we go again. Starting to clean it out, and here we go again, filling our lake up with mud. Nothing but mud.
Alright, man, I gotta get the dog back.
Alright, man. Once again, mud just pouring in here. I don't know why they can't see, and it's stinky ass mud like it's coming from the sewer. This is not fresh water, because they're pumping fresh water in, and again, mud is coming out. The pipe is cracked, for God's sakes. I wish they would understand that. I don't know what they have to do to make them understand that the mud is coming from a cracked pipe inside the road. They could do this 1,000,000 times. I'm getting a little aggravated. How many times, how many trucks, how many people, how much equipment, how much time is being wasted on this here? Maybe they'll send the camera down again. But the supervisor changed them from going this way, guaranteed. And all they're doing is pouring more and more mud into the lake. Gosh, I'm so aggravated. Alright. And again, there's the truck working full steam, trying to cut those branches in there. Well, maybe they'll, I don't know. I have no idea. But at least they're trying. Oh, here comes some more stuff popping out of there. More toilet paper. Well, here we go again. The supervisors, the idea was they were going to come in this way with a machine and clean it out from this end. The supervisors came out here and they told them the plan, and the supervisor said, no, don't go in this way just in case there's a gas line down there. Anyway, there is no gas line down here. We don't have any gas. The gas stops way down there at the end of the street. I don't know if you can see that little orange thing. There's no gas across the street. That's why people had to put in their own gas tanks to work their fireplaces. So here we go again. Two supervisors coming from the office, getting into their air-conditioned trucks, telling the working men that know what's going on, hey, don't go this way, there's gas lines down there. And they have no clue. So now they go back to their office and they sit behind their desk again and they do a lot of hard work and read more maps and make more tough decisions, which their job is very important to the whole community. Everybody's job is important. They all work together as a team. But sometimes the people in the field just have a little more a field sense, field work, and knows what needs to be done, where an engineer has paperwork. They don't really know much about the actual field work. I used to run into that problem all the time being a high voltage lineman. Engineer would come out and say, hey, you need to do it like that. And I would say, hey, I ain't gonna do it like that. That's why I didn't get along very well with our engineer. He's always trying to tell me what to do. I said, there's two ways to do it. On your paperwork or my knowledge. And I said, dealing with electricity, I'd rather use my knowledge than you using your paperwork, because I want to go home safe to my family and not electrocuted. And we didn't get along very well, me and that engineer. But this is all the crap that's coming out of this pipe. And I think the homeowners association might take a rake to that, rake it up, get that crap out of there before it actually goes into the lake. We don't need that garbage in the lake. I could do that myself. As a matter of fact, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a little rake and just rake some of that garbage up off to the side so we can pick it up. Because I know a lot of the association workers are busy with their work. Okay, they went in again. Now they're putting their camera back in. And look at all the stuff that's been pouring out of that thing. And the young man said he definitely saw the pipe, not cracked, but it wasn't seated properly in a couple places. And he definitely saw the roots growing through the seams. So imagine they want to continue cleaning this out so they can really get a handle on the situation and know exactly what pipes and how far needs to be cleaned out. And usually I go over there and walk and look at the video myself, but there's no need for me to look. It's really up to them to report to the supervisor, and I think it's recorded and the supervisors look at it. But I think they're packing up. I think they said they get off at 3 o'clock. They come to work earlier and they get off work earlier, which I sure wish they had that in my days. I would love to go home about 3 o'clock, 3:30, get home by about 4, start dinner for the family. I don't know what he's doing with that thing. That's a different cutter. I think they're all finished cutting for today. That person's wrapping things up on the pipe. They've been out here all day long, busting their ass, really working hard. I bless these guys. And they will get a handle on it. One job at a time is all you can do. That's all they can do. I'm gonna post this on YouTube, and it's a nice video. The town's working as hard as they can. I'm very proud of the town of Cary. Zoom in one more time of some. That's about the third time. But you know, something like that could easily plug over the pipe. Plus the pipe is off-centered. It's not seated properly in a few places. And the roots are just growing right through the seam, so. Every day gets a little better.